Late last night, I had a conversation with a close friend of mine that reached out, asking me for advice. And let me start off by saying this: I am not a therapist by any means. I am not a psychologist by any means. Hell, I ain't even the best friend you could have. Like, I'm not even, because it's hard to get a hold of me. But one thing is for sure, I've been told that I'm there when people really need me. You dig what I'm saying? And one thing is, with my friends, with my close friends, with my close family, um, we utilize each other's ear. You know, we utilize the benefit of having someone that knows us at our peak and doesn't judge us because of our lows. And I want to share this first because a lot of the time when you hear a story, or somebody's expressing themselves, those with nothing, those with little to nothing, um, more than often judge a person when they're down. Like, they judge you based on that. And when I say little to nothing, I don't mean materialistic things. I mean they are empty inside. Their lack of you know worth for themselves has made them empty, has made them less than nothing. Sure, they look like, a person, they walk like a person, but they are actually just space. Space is something, it's just taking up space. And so with that said, it's important to note that when a person is sharing, especially during this story that I'm going to tell you, that they're not sharing to me for me to judge them on their down, because this particular friend that I'm going to talk about here is and it was a conversation we had back and forth. So they engaged the conversation, but we both could relate. We both, so it's not this person below me or me above this person. It's not like that at all. But we look at each other and we rely on each other. Close friends, close family, spouses, whatever the case may be. Some people utilize their kids. I don't recommend that. Um, but, and I have my reasons for that. I'll talk about that in another vlog, or blog anyway. But right now, we're going to focus on that conversation. So, just to reiterate, and to give you a background, this person that I'm about to talk about, the conversation, to give you a little bit of background about this person. This person, makes six figures, and I don't mean $100,000 six figures. I believe, you know, them with their spouse is probably around, I want to say probably about 350, 350, 360 range, because I know when I was talking to them a while back, and this was before the COVID incident and everything, I know they were topping 300, and this is annual salary. So, and has their own business, and I'm speaking about them as a family now, has their own business. They travel. As a matter of fact, the person actually lives near me in a place called Great Falls, Virginia, and it's crazy how we met, and I never talked about it, but I was in St. Thomas at one point with my job, and just traveling, trying to clear my head, and I ran into this person, and it was just good to just talk to somebody that wasn't, just not about what was happening, the disasters were happening. So I vented to this person, and then now, we built this relationship, and it's been a crazy ride. And then has cars galore. If you're a car person, I remember he called me to come to his house in Great Falls. There's COVID going on, so I couldn't go in the house, but he told me just let him know when I was around the corner. And he comes flying out with this SVJ Aventador and in front of me, and it's just crazy situation. But that's just about the person. And I tell you that not to brag, but I tell you that because what I'm about to tell you, if you're the type of person to judge a person on their downs or mentally, or say that this person has this or they're something's wrong, they need help, da 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 da, they're crazy, that's why. No, it's not none of that. Because if you're not a business minded person, if you're not a real grinder, you don't know that these downs is what pushes us. Like stresses pushes people to make money. Like you can't live without it. When things are calm, it's just weird to you. Okay, enough said. So here's what we talked about. The conversation started, and I'm trying my absolute best not to say a name. And I said family, so hopefully it doesn't come out him or her, whatever the case may be. And I'll try to switch it up, whatever the case may be, because I don't want to put this person out there. Good friend of mine. But I was asked if I ever feel like starting over. And I said, hell yeah, I feel like starting over all the time. As a matter of fact, I start over during my day. Like I'm just like, you know what, F this. It's 11 o'clock. I had a rough morning. Let me go out on the driveway, go for a walk, and I'm starting over. And and I'm gonna say he laughed. He laughed and he was like, bro, I do the same shit. I like he said he'll be, in a meeting or something's going on and just go outside and go for a walk or go for a drive and just like the hell with it. Let's start over. And then he started talking about how other times he can't start over. Like, no matter how he tries, his mind just is stuck on something, is fixated on something. And he can't start over. And so we started talking back and forth, trying to get to the, relating mostly, but then we came to the same conclusion. It seems like whenever we talk about things we used to do physically, and I mean like with workouts, um, just being active, maybe getting in the car, just going, wherever, whatever, just, in the middle of the night going to the gym, whatever the case may be, but or flexibility is one thing we was talking about. Like, man, damn, I used to be able to just get up, stretch, da da da. I did my jumping jacks, and I'm just trying to get back to that. But it just seemed like I keep starting over with this fitness stuff, man. And I was like, bro, like it's crazy because I do too. And what it boiled down to, and I told him I was, I do this meditating thing now, and it's not really meditating in a sense like you see on TV where someone goes into a room and I sit Indian style and they just, do something with their fingers. My meditating normally involves me just going somewhere or even in my house and just turning things off like electronics and just thinking or just laying back and closing my eyes sometimes and just like hell I will go out on my balcony, right? I got a heated blanket, or sometimes I just use my robe and a blanket, and I go out there. It's a little cold, and I just lay back on one of the little chairs out there and just look at the sky. Just for because when you're so active, especially like his family is, they are active on 10. Like it's always something going on. When their phone rings, it's something that has to be done. And when I was thinking about it, I said, man, the principles of life, I'm always talking about, it's okay to change, it's okay to learn a new you, having a different, favorite color than you had as a youth, as a child. There's nothing wrong with that. Like you've grown and you like different things. So I said, but what about fitness? How come we can't grow and change into different things of fitness? You know what I mean? Yeah, sure. We always trying to lift what we used to lift or do what we used to do. I used to do 50 jumping jacks, like no joke. 1, 2, 3 count, 1, 2, 3, 1. I used to do 50 of them Jones every day before I went to bed and when I woke up. Every single day. Before I went to bed and when I woke up. 53 count jumping jacks. Why? I have no freaking idea. I know it was a challenge at first. And so, I just start doing it, knocking it out. It is what it is. Now, I worry about the sound it makes when I when I jump, like the floor is squeaking or something. I don't know. Like it's little things, but we started chatting and I shared that with him and I was telling him, man, I just feel like maybe it's time for us to grow up with this fitness stuff. Maybe we're just a different person. Maybe we don't like doing the jumping jacks, sets of three every morning and every night. Maybe it's just not our thing anymore. Maybe we've grown out of it. It's not that we can't do it, but just doesn't drive our attention. And I told him, I was like, bro, I got this folding bike that I love. It's crazy. Like ever since I got my folding bike, it's like the only thing I can get on. Like I used to be able to do the elliptical hardcore, just go into my zone. Didn't matter what was going on with life, and I get on that elliptical, I lose weight, I'm good. Now, man, ever since my elliptical broke, I ain't been trying to buy another elliptical. I used to get on that joint every once in a while, get tired. Like it's just not no fun, especially not being in the gym where it's a challenge or somebody else doing something, but doing it in the home. But when I get on that little folding bike, which I can throw in my car, or I have a bag for it. It's not very, very small. It's called a Tern, TERN, I think D9. D is in dog 9. I believe that's the model bike that I have. But and that's just off the top of my head. I'll try to put a link to the bike down below. So I know it's a Tern bike, TERN, but it's a Tern folding bike. I'll put a link to it in the YouTube video. So I told him, I said, man, I love riding a bike. He's like, yo, you like riding a bike? Because he said he never heard me mention anything about riding bikes. I was like, no, I don't mean a street bike or a mountain bike. It's my little photo bike. I like just the mobility, getting on it, just breathing, going. And I told him, I have a friend named Daniel in Hawaii. I met him too. He's a good guy. These are new friends that I've met, and he was talking to me about the iPhone and all that. So I ended up getting an iPhone, switching back to iPhone, which I haven't had in years, and my Apple Watch. But now I'm still relating like somebody could hit me up. I see it on my Apple Watch. It's tracking me like it's more reliable than my Samsung watch and all that. Excuse me. And I'm telling him this. He's like, bro, like that's crazy because he said oddly enough walking his dog does something for him. Like, so he went from me and him meeting in damn St. Thomas, working out. We doing stuff, going to the little gyms and stuff like that out there. At the time, even though the island was shut down, the University of St. Thomas allowed us to University of Virgin Islands, excuse me, on St. Thomas allowed us to utilize their gym that they have for the students. So me and him would go in there and work out. But he's like, bro, like he still works out, but walking his dog just does for him what like running little long races used to do for him, is what he said. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I know I'm going a little deep with it, in someone's personal life and mine, but we came to the conclusion that we have grown. We've outgrown the things we're doing. It's not that you're getting old. It's not. Oh, it's just those things don't turn you on anymore. Those things don't do what it used to do. And sure, we are. We're getting up there in age. But do you like ice cream like you used to like ice cream? You know what I mean? Do you like roller coasters like you used to like roller? Okay, yeah, your body, maybe your stomach doesn't deal with it or whatever, but it's probably because you don't like it. You still had that same drop in your stomach when you went down a roller coaster as a child, but you enjoyed it. Now we don't enjoy it, right? It's crazy. So I say that to say this because at the end of the conversation, me and him were cracking up and talking about how we need to do something, meet up and race on the highway or something like that. Not above the speed limit. Not above the speed limit. Just, next to each other, whatever. Matter of fact, well, never mind. I won't tell you this story. But it's important to know that while we are learning ourselves with each day, like you can start over any day, anytime. You don't need to wait till the new year. It's okay to prep for something. Like, say, January 1, you want to start over. You're doing this new thing. Well, get your body ready for that if you're going to do this new diet. Get your mind ready for that first before anything. It's mind before matter. Anytime. I don't care what you're doing. But understand this. Don't be like a fiend. You know, they say fiends chase their first high, right? And they say on TV that they are looking, they keep doing these drugs to try to get what they got the first time they did it. Don't be that. Understand that there are more drugs out there for you to I'm just playing. I'm just playing with you. What I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying. We've grown. We're not gonna get what we had before. Our bodies ache sometimes. Sometimes we don't have the flexibility, but there are other things that we can do and try. You got things like Peloton out there now. You don't need the Peloton bike, you just need a bike to do the Peloton. But you got YouTube videos now where people work out with you. You don't have to sign up for memberships. You can do workouts. Hell, I'm about to put a whole new slew. Yeah, I did use that word slew of band exercises with me in the basement at my on my couch, showing you the band exercises I'm doing because I'm going hard with it, doing each band exercise each day and uploading a video, and that'll be starting January 1, believe it or not. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to try something new. If every time you wanted to lose weight you grabbed a elliptical or a treadmill, or you did this and it worked and it doesn't seem to be working now, that's because mentally you probably have advanced beyond that. You know, don't hurt yourself, don't hate yourself, don't look down on yourself because you're not interested in birthday cake anymore. Or your favorite pie is no longer, uh, lemon meringue pie. You know what I'm saying? Now you might only like sweet potato pie. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm Rufus Patterson. You may know me as Bear. This is The Summer Is Now. Enjoy you, enjoy life, and enjoy fitness in that order. You dig?